Hey again, Michelle here from SENSATE SOUL, helping empaths and HSPs and empathic entrepreneurs over at sensatesoul.com. And this is video number 2 this morning. It happens to be my birthday, so I am sitting here in a lovely spot in the park with my Mr. Ali Ali. Right there. Yeah, baby. There's Mr. Ali. And in this video, I want to talk about resistance. And just briefly going to touch into this. This is, again, also a very big topic, but it's important to take these little bite sizes of all these big topics. And today's bite size is about how I keep thinking about one of my favorite, I'm a Trekkie. I love all things Star Trek and, spacey stuff like that. And I think about the Borg. If you know what Star Trek is, the Borg are these machines, they used to be sentient beings that were assimilated, became machines. And their kind of like tagline as they cruise through the universe, assimilating different species, is resistance is futile. Or how some of them say it, futile. And talking about resistance, I'm going to say it's so straightforward here. We cause ourselves, as empaths and HSPs, we cause ourselves and sensitives so much trouble when we resist our sensitivity. And it really can feel futile when we resist it. And there's two sides of this coin I want to talk about. The first side is what we resist persists. So everything in cognitive psychology and brain science and everything, more and more studies are getting to this point that they're seeing that really when it comes to changing our brains, our mindsets, our psychologies, that this idea of like pushing against things and resistance is the worst thing we can do. Even I was reading a study the other day. They're finding more and more, although I love affirmations, but they're finding more and more that affirmations, a lot of people just use them as avoidance. And what is really more appropriate is to lean into things, to feel through things. Feeling is healing, like I always say. That there's this, it's not about being Pollyanna with affirmations and, lying to ourselves basically when we want to believe something that isn't necessarily true. It doesn't mean that a nice, happy, healthy affirmation is a bad thing. It just means that if that's all you're doing, then it could be more of an avoidance, because what's not happening is feeling is feeling, is being an observer, is having more of developing the witness and then letting go of the story. Like in this article that I was reading, they were talking about how, research is showing that when you are in therapy, and I used to be a therapist and there's nothing wrong with therapy, but there's a certain point where when you keep repeating the story, it truly becomes dysfunctional, because you're just reiterating the scene in your imagination, in your mind, and it's at a certain point it doesn't get you anywhere. It just keeps you stuck and in fact can help you go backwards. So if we're repeating affirmations and not doing any changes through our actions and through different behaviors, different choices, different people, taking some risks, then it's the same kind of thing. And what's more helpful and more healing long term is to feel things, to lean into them, to sense all of the things that I do, like in Sensate Soul, and that I also do in Soul Translator, to be able to work with the body, sensations, emotions, and to help clear them by moving through them. And it doesn't have to be, primal scream therapy. It can certainly be much more sensational, not in a crazy way, but sensational than that. So that's one side of resistance, being futile or futile, because it really doesn't get you anywhere. And in fact, it makes things worse. The other side of this is our true nature. And I believe that the resistance is futile because your true nature will win in the end, in the long run. You know, it's like that. This is a weird thing that's coming up, but it's an example, and I do not mean to offend anybody by this, but there are, you know, lots of studies and lots of lots of situations where people who end up getting plastic surgery, you know, they'll change the face, the external, but the inside doesn't change, and this is I'm using that example, that metaphor of like it's the same with our personal growth and our lives. You know, that if we're resisting who we truly are, and not taking the time, first of all, to discover that, and, you know, do some personal growth and professional growth, they're connected. But if we take the time and to embrace more of who we are, then, you know, we're using our energy towards not resisting our true nature. And when we resist our true nature, we expend and waste and deplete ourselves big time because we're going against the grain. So anyway, the point here is that really embracing your true nature as a sensitive and as an HSP will make things so much easier. So that in that sense, that resistance really is futile. So why not use the energy towards yourself and by embracing who you are versus resisting it? It's just such a better use of your energy and of your time. And it does take curiosity, it does take support, it does take all sorts of different ways and tools to be able to feel your true self, of course. And it's a lifetime journey. This is no pie in the sky, fix it kind of quick fix. But anyway, resistance is futile. Please do embrace more of who you are as an HSP and as a sensate, and as an entrepreneur, if that is what you do. And of course, if you'd like help with being that more and more in your life and work, come on over to SensateSoul.com. Join the list there, opt in so we can stay in touch through private emails and things that I only send through private emails. As well as if you have a comment, please do add it below. I'd love to hear what you think about this topic. And as well, give it a like, give it subscribe, and all those things. Sorry, I'm very distracted by my sweet boy here. All right, so much love, and see you in the next video. Bye for now.